Welcome back to my Vision News. Two news stories. Firstly, viewers, the PM Abiy has made some new appointments in the past 3 to 4 days. New ministers have been appointed. Ethiopian Supreme Court has a new chairman as well. Now, questions are being raised about three appointments. We'll try to analyze reasons behind these three appointments. The three appointments are Daniel Kebre's appointment. Secondly, appointment of Ethiopian National Bank Governor Merato, and thirdly, appointment of Ethiopian Supreme Court President Theodros Mehre. Can we say that these appointments are on merit? Does merit matter more or loyalty? Or the three appointments suit PM Abiy's rule? Details for you. Secondly, Tigray People Liberation Fund has held a key meeting. Top leadership of TPLF participated. Central Committee, Executive Committee members were part of this meeting. Some key decisions have been made, including finalizing of three names from TPLF side about interim government which will be put in place in Tigray in coming days. We have details for you. Firstly, viewers, PM Abiy's appointments, three appointments are being seen as controversial. Daniel Kebre, firstly, Orthodox deacon, who has been appointed as Minister of Social Affairs. Does he deserve to be a minister? Daniel Kebre is close to PM Abiy, working as advisor to PM Abiy for years, for several years. So it's not a new appointment technically. He was already serving as advisor. Why is that PM Abiy is close to him? He is close to PM Abiy. PM Abiy uses Daniel Kebre against Ethiopian Orthodox Church. Daniel Kebre is one of those people in Ethiopia who can question, who can criticize the church leadership. Like we saw a few days ago when Abune Matthias was interviewed by Tigray Media House and Daniel Kebre lashed out at Abune Matthias. So when it comes to church, federal government relations, Daniel Kebre plays its part in supporting Ethiopian federal government of PM Abiy. So I think he'll remain close to PM Abiy. Yes, his appointment is not on merit because obviously what sort of experience does he have regarding work in social affairs department? We don't know. He worked with Mahibure Kadusa for some time. Mainly, I think reason is his support for PM Abiy when it comes to taking on Orthodox Church. Secondly, Supreme Court President Miyaza Shinafi has been replaced and Theodros Mehre, new chairman of Supreme Court. And Theodros Mehre was just professor, Addis Ababa University professor, and now he is Supreme Court chairman. So is he capable enough to lead the Supreme Court, Ethiopia Supreme Court? Independent Supreme Court does not suit Ethiopian government. We must be clear that government wants to keep judiciary under its thumb. That is why a less capable chairman has been appointed because he can easily be maneuvered by federal government. Truth and Reconciliation Commission could be set up in coming days and This commission is being set up to make UN Inquiry Commission irrelevant. It means that in coming weeks and months, Ethiopian government will need Supreme Court support regarding international pressure for accountability, for prosecution, for investigation into war crimes committed during war in northern Ethiopia in the last 2 years. That is why I think Theodorus Mere can easily be maneuvered by federal government. It's not that government wants reforms and government wants judiciary to deliver more. Independent judiciary will question federal government. Federal government, ministers, executive, if they're held accountable, it would be difficult for the federal government to have its way. Thirdly, viewers, Governor of National Bank appointed today. His name is Mamu Mehreto. Who is he? He has an LLB degree from Addis Ababa University, diploma in international trade from Amsterdam University, and he has an MPA from Harvard Kennedy School. And not a new appointment, because for the last 2 years he has been working as advisor. He and Eyoub Tolina, they were appointed together, I think 2 to 3 years ago. Eyoub is State Minister for Commerce and Finance State Minister, and now Mamu Mehreto is National Bank Governor. Those qualification, experience obviously do not meet the post requirement for the post, that is one of top posts in Ethiopia, National Bank Governor. But he has good ties with international financial institutions. It means he can play his role if Ethiopia wants to ensure rescheduling of loan payments, approval of loans by IMF and World Bank. So maybe at home he might not be very effective, but abroad he is effective. He knows how to handle these international financial institutions. So it means that in coming days, government's focus will be on getting financial support from abroad, from countries, friendly countries, from partners, from IMF, World Bank, etc. That is why he has been appointed as National Bank Governor. So it would be difficult to say that all these appointments are merit-based. Not all appointments are merit-based. Definitely, PM Abiy's main concern is consolidation of his power. How to consolidate his command, his control. And that is why I think loyalty matters more for him than merit. Secondly, viewers, Tigray People Liberation Fund, TPLF, has held a key meeting with participation of top members of the TPLF Central Committee, Executive Committee members were there. Long meetings were held. What was the agenda? Obviously, not made public so far. First, an important point of discussions was interim government in Tigray, because Pretoria Agreement clearly stipulates that an interim government will be put in place in Tigray, and then regional election will be held. And we know that before the announcement of interim government, TPLF will be removed from terrorist designation, which could happen in coming days. So the issue of interim government was discussed, and 3 names were finalized. From TPLF side, these 3 people will be part of interim government, Names, we could not find the names. Maybe in coming we will try to update you. But 3 names were finalized by the party. Obviously, federal government, opposition parties, they'll also finalize names. Talks will be held and then announcement will be made. Secondly, what would be the share of Tigray of TPLF in Addis Ababa at federal cabinet? Who will represent Tigray at federal cabinet? These issues were discussed. Thirdly, it was suggested that TPLF should come up with new ideology because people are frustrated and a new ideology, maybe a new name is needed to make people united behind TPLF. So we could see some changes within TPLF at regional government level and in terms of ideology of the party too. And lastly, what would be the role of Tigray military officers in interim government, and should they be part of TPLF, retired people, retired members of ENDF, Tigania speaking? These issues were discussed too. So maybe in coming days, we could see some names finalized by, names made public, not finalized by Tigray regional government, TPLF, about interim government. At least one of Tigray generals could be proposed, his name could be proposed for a slot in interim government in Tigray reportedly.